What is up everyone, welcome back to Mainly Movies, the channel where we talk about, well, mainly movies. So it's that time of the year, well actually I should have been doing this list at the end of 2019. It is now February, so I am 2 months late. But we're going to be doing my top 15 favorite movies of 2019. It started off as a top 10, but I realized there was more movies that I actually did enjoy in 2019. So without further ado, let's get right into the honorable mentions, because I have honorable mentions this year, so let's get right into it. So the first honorable mention, I'm just going to breeze through these ones, I'm not really going to talk much about them, unlike my 15 list. The first one is A Vigilante starring Olivia Wilde. I thought that this was a really good thriller film, and you should definitely watch it. The next one is a comedy movie by Olivia Wilde called Booksmart. Booksmart was pretty funny. There was one joke in the movie that made me laugh very hard. Booksmart, if you want a good laugh, watch that movie. Next movie is El Camino. Now, I had watched Breaking Bad just before it, and that's why I liked it heaps, because I just watched Breaking Bad right before I had watched El Camino, and I really enjoyed it. Us is a really good psychological thriller by Jordan Peele. I love to see what he does next. It is a fantastic movie. Next one is a superhero movie. The last two on this list of the honorable mentions are superhero movies. This one is Shazam. Shazam was a really fun DC movie. It's probably one of the best new DC movies that have come out. I haven't watched Birds of Prey. I've heard mixed things about it. But anyway, Shazam is a pretty decent superhero film, and it's pretty fun. And last on the honorable mentions list, we have Avengers Endgame. This movie made it into people's top 5, top 3 of the year, but I just didn't feel, after rewatching it a couple times, it's just okay. It's pretty average, but it is still a good superhero movie and was probably one of the best ones of 2019. Okay, now on to our top 15 list. Here we go. Starting off at number 15, we have Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep was a really good film. It was a great sequel to The Shining. I didn't think that Mike Flanagan could actually make a good sequel to The Shining, although he has proved to be a good director in the past. I didn't know if he could keep up with Kubrick's original film, and he did a fantastic job. It was a really good film. At number 14, we have a slower movie, but still a really impactful one, and that is Dragged Across Concrete. This movie, S. Craig Zahler, I love S. Craig Zahler films, and this movie was pretty good. It's not my favorite of his. I still really like Bone Tomahawk, but this movie is still really good. The writing in this movie is probably one of his best writing credits. Although Bone Tomahawk is really good with its periodic dialogue, but with this film, just the back and forth banter between Vince Vaughn and Mel Gibson is really good, and you should definitely watch it if you haven't. At number 13, we have Ford v Ferrari. This is a really good kind of feel-good movie. It's a movie that if you're into cars, you're definitely going to like it. If you're into mechanics and all that sort of stuff, you're really going to like this film. But as the performances go, Christian Bale and Matt Damon proved to be really good. I'm not a massive Matt Damon fan. I've liked him in things before, like Good Will Hunting and some other things. He was alright in The Martian and stuff like that. The Bourne movies, Bourne Identity is my favourite. The rest of them I don't really care for that much. But he was actually really good in Ford v Ferrari, and you should definitely watch it if you haven't. At number 12, we have a movie that came out earlier on in 2019, which is John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. It's a good action movie. The colours and the cinematography is really good in this movie. I've watched it a couple times on Blu-ray since, and it's just a really fun action movie, and Chad Stahelski just continues making great John Wick action films. At number 11, which is a movie that a lot of people are probably going to be surprised isn't lower on the list, lower as in better, and that's Joker. I really liked Joker, and I've watched it a couple times since, but there is still a few things that bug me about the movie, but I do overall really like it, and Joaquin Phoenix does deserve that Oscar for Best Actor, and yeah, I mean, there's not much else I can really say about the film that hasn't already been said, but it is a enjoyable film, and I will probably continue rewatching it. Alright, now we're down to our top 10, and kicking us off at number 10 is Ad Astra. Ad Astra was surprisingly really good. This movie, I didn't get the chance to see it in theaters, but I did really enjoy it. Brad Pitt's performance in the movie was phenomenal. I thought he did really good. I think the writing in the movie was really good, and the cinematography and special effects together work really well. The opening scene is gripping, and the movie's just, I'm not a massive fan of movies that are in space, as in like realistic kind of space adventure movies, but this one is probably by far my favorite. I feel like Ad Astra is a great space movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check that one out. At number 9 is a comedy that I thought was really good and was probably Eddie Murphy's best performance in a long time, and that was Dolomite Is My Name. It's really funny, slightly based on a true story. I don't know how much is really true, but it's based off Rudy Ray Moore, who has made not so good films and not so good comedy special stuff in the past, but Eddie Murphy portrays him really well, and I feel like that he just did a really good job with the film. At number 8 we have The Irishman. The Irishman was a Scorsese film that I was looking forward to watching. It's 3.5 hours long. A lot of people were making jokes about how long it is, and I saw there was a few at the Oscars that they made fun of how long it is, but I feel like it's long, but it still has a good pace to it, and it still has great performances and cinematography and directing. That's what keeps it a better film and doesn't fall and make it boring compared to a lot of movies that are that length. At number 7 we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm a massive Tarantino fan. This is a movie that every time I watch it, it just gets better and better. The first time I watched it, still didn't know how I felt about it. The second time I watched it, I liked it more, and now I've watched it about 5 times, and it is a really good movie. Although people still talk about the length and some scenes and Sharon Tate's kind of role in the film, well, not herself, but Margot Robbie portraying Sharon Tate and how she's not in it that much, but I still feel like this is a beautiful film, and I end up crying at the end of the film all the time because it just shows how happy everyone was in Hollywood around that time, and that's why I kind of like it. At number 6 we have Jojo Rabbit. Now Jojo Rabbit was a movie I recently just reviewed about a month ago, and it is a phenomenal, great, just beautiful film. It blends comedy and drama together really well, and Taika Waititi did a great job at making that film and proves to be one of the funniest filmmakers there is these days. Okay, we're down to our top 5, so stay with me. I'm kind of going through them as fast as I can. My camera only records to 20 minutes, so I have to kind of wrap it up eventually. But at number 5, we have Marriage Story. Marriage Story was a movie that was actually at my number 1 pick, but then there was 4 other movies that I ended up seeing after it that I liked a bit more. The performances in Marriage Story are really good, although the cinematography isn't the greatest and doesn't show you and doesn't prove to be amazing. I still feel like the performances elevate the cinematography, and that's why I really like it. Noah Baumbach did a really good job at directing this film. Okay, at number 4 we have 1917, a really good war film. One of my favorites. Great experience, really good, gripping story, one long take. It's not all one long take, I mean it's a bunch of cuts put together to make it look like one long take. They did a phenomenal job, and Deakins is just a master behind the camera. And Sam Mendes did a good job directing the film. Anyway, at number 3 was a movie that I didn't get to see in cinemas. I recently just watched it. I didn't feel like doing a review on it because it's been out for so long, and that is Parasite. It won Best Picture. Congratulations to Bong Joon-ho and everyone working in that film because it is a phenomenal film and it does deserve Best Picture. It is just mind-blowing how great the film is, and I was kind of I don't know, before I didn't know how I was feeling about it. I like foreign films and I'm interested in foreign films, but I was thinking maybe this movie might be kind of hard to translate to English, not translate physically with subtitles, but I mean like there might be a lot of social issues or things like that going on in the movie that's more to do with Korea. But no, it was actually a really in-depth story about family and losing loved ones and also unemployment is another big issue in the film. And I just thought it was really good and told really well. The editing and the cinematography, the directing, the acting, it all is great in this film. Okay, now we're down to our top 2. Number 2 pick of 2019 is The Lighthouse. I just did my review on it just before this. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it is a great film. The performances, I mean, it kind of relies on the performances, and they do. Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe do a great job in the film. The cinematography is really good, and the ambiguity is amazing. I don't want to spoil much because it's still kind of only new in Australia, and it was just a phenomenal movie. And yeah, that's all I can really say without spoiling too much. Anyway, we're down to our number one pick, and the number one pick of my favorite movie of 2019 is Uncut Gems. Yes, I am a massive Safdie brothers fan. You can call me a fan. I love their movies, and when I heard that they were doing Uncut Gems, I was on it. I saw it when it came out on Netflix, and I just absolutely loved it. It's a great film. It's pure adrenaline. It's everything I kind of wanted in a film. It has a lot to do with basketball. I forgot to mention that in my review, but it is a great film that if you haven't seen it, definitely try and watch it. It is a movie that about 10 minutes in I was thinking, man, this would have been better if I saw it in a theater, because I watched it on Netflix. But still, it is a truly remarkable film. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for staying tuned on the channel for the amount of times I was off. I'm still going to be doing videos. I know it sounds like I'm finishing my channel or something, but I'm not. I'm just going to try and keep going, but this is how I'm going to conclude. This is how I feel like I'm concluding 2019, even though it's 2 months late. I apologize for that, and I thank you for sticking with the channel waiting for this video. Anyway, guys, in the link in the description, my Letterboxd account will be down there, as well as my Facebook page, and all the information you need is down there. So guys, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. So stay tuned, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.